Xi'an has always been a mecca for travelers. It was the start of the Silk Road because back in the day it was Xi'an and not Beijing that was the capital of China.
In its heyday, Xi'an was 6 times bigger than ancient Rome, 40 times bigger than medieval London, and probably the most important city in the world. A total of 73 emperors ruled from here, including the first emperor, Qin Shi Huang, the man responsible for uniting China in the 3rd century BC. To find out more about this country before the Silk Road, I'm off to meet some time travelers from the court of the first emperor.
Less than 40 years ago, all of this was just farmland, fields as far as the eye could see. And then, one day, a farmer was out just digging a well, and he stuck his axe into the ground and discovered a body.
It was the body of an ancient warrior, and he wasn't alone. He was one of 8,000 life-size terracotta figures that were guarding the tomb of Emperor Qin Shi Huang. I meet up with Catherine Fan to find out more.
What kind of a man was Emperor Qin that he thought he needed an entire army to take him into the afterlife?
To the Chinese history, this Emperor Qing, he was the most important emperor and the greatest emperor in China because he unified China. Before that, China was divided into 7 states, and each state fighting each other for many years and wars everywhere. And this emperor, when he was only 13 years old, he already became the king of the Qin state.
He became emperor when he was 13?
Yeah, when he was 13.
So give me his best qualities and his worst qualities.
Yeah, his best quality, he was very smart, good at strategic, and he could look very far away. Yeah, but that's something bad. He's very ambitious, very self-centered, very ego. He declared himself as a Qing Shi Huangdi, which means the first emperor and last long forever.
The first and forever.
Yeah, so he was very superstitious. He believed the afterlife. So that's why he trying to build the largest tomb, the mausoleum for his afterlife, and he made a terracotta warriors as well.
Are they all really individual? Because I think that one and that one, they look a lot alike.
If you look them closely, each of them is unique. Different hairstyles, different facial expressions. Someone looks happy, someone looks unhappy. The craftsmen just copy and model each real soldier's different characters and facial expressions.
Okay, I believe you, I believe you.
Yeah.
It's estimated to have taken 700,000 laborers almost 40 years to make this eternal army. But it's taking even longer to piece them back together.
I don't know about you, but I always assumed that when the terracotta army was discovered, that it was intact. That when the farmer struck in his pickaxe, he discovered a whole body. But that was not the case at all. Most of these were in thousands of pieces, making this basically the biggest ever jigsaw puzzle.
Now a team of archaeologists from around the world are working on site to restore them. It can take several months to rebuild one warrior using the latest technology available. In the 40 years they've been working at it, they've restored just a quarter of the terracotta figures.
Emperor Qin buried his craftspeople alive with him so that their secrets would never be discovered. I sincerely hope these people have a better benefits package.
Fortunately for the West, emperors after Qin Shi Huang weren't so self-centered. They started to think about trading their prized possessions with distant lands and seeing what others had to offer in return. The Silk Road opened up in the 2nd century BC when the Han Dynasty Emperor Wudi dispatched Chinese explorer Zhang Xi'an to establish relations with other communities. And so, the Silk Road emerged.
Forget Paris, Milan, New York. 1,300 years ago, this is where the world came to shop. At any given point, there could be 40,000 traders here from as far away as the Middle East and Europe, exchanging not just goods, but also customs, ideas, and beliefs. We're shopping, we're shopping, we're shopping,
Today, one of the most popular places to shop in Xi'an is in the city's Muslim quarter. I'm interested to see how many people are still trading products that would have been bought and sold here at the height of the Silk Road.
Porcelain originated in China. We still call it China. How about that? A compass, right? So the compass is another thing we can thank China for. They discovered the natural mineral magnetite and that it would always point north. Paper. We can thank the Chinese for paper as well. And calligraphy. It's another one of those things that the world would never have seen before they started trading with China. Finally! Silk, invented in China 5,000 years ago, eventually became all the rage in Rome. Because of that, it was the most highly valued commodity on the Silk Road, and therefore giving it the name, the Silk Road.